It's 3 years since we saw the invasion of a European country by its neighbour. In February 2022, the Russian President, Vladimir Putin, decided it was time Ukraine became part of Russia and ordered his tanks to roll in. The UK joined many countries in condemning Russia's unprovoked attack. It's led to a gruelling war which has devastated parts of Ukraine. Tens of thousands on both sides have died, with many more injured and millions forced to flee their homes. America's new president, Donald Trump, has started talks with Russia about ending the war, but nobody knows if and when it may lead to peace. And in the meantime, Ukrainian cities continue to be bombarded. Life has been extremely hard for Ukraine's 3.7 million schoolchildren. Many schools near the front line have remained closed due to the dangers of airstrikes and shelling. So, pupils are going underground. Well over 100 subterranean schools have been built to keep students safe, including one in Pavlohrad, in eastern Ukraine near the Russian border.
Because of the war and all sorts of missiles and shells flying over us, I have to study in the basement.
Because of the continuing Russian missile strikes in Ukraine, many traditional school buildings have suffered damage from shelling, and it's simply been too dangerous for kids to go back to school in cities close to the front lines. Since 2022, a lot of them have had to do long-distance learning, or their lessons have been forced to move underground.
We didn't study at school last year. It was all online through different apps. Now I study in a basement. It's very fun here. Good and not loud. You can't hear the explosions here, so it's not scary.
Because there's no windows in the classroom, it is safer down here. I can play with my classmates, but I'm still not used to not being able to see what's going on outside. It's really cool in the basement. During the break you can run and jump, and you can draw on the chalkboard.
I like it when we study at school because the lessons are cool and they are much more understandable than when it is distance learning.
Making sure these underground classrooms stay warm is really important. Winters in Ukraine can be freezing, with temperatures dropping well below zero. That's why the charity UNICEF have stepped in, helping to fix heating systems and water supplies in the city of Pavlohrad.
We now have water at the school so that we're able to wash our hands and drink water.
It's warm here, about 22 degrees. Very nice and warm.
But this isn't a permanent solution. So what else is being done to support them?
The impact of the war in Ukraine on the mental health, on the well-being in general of children and young people has been immense. These are children who have spent days in basements trying to stay safe from the attacks outside. These are children who have not been able to go to school, where normally they would interact with their peers, with teachers. These are children who have been isolated from their friends to try and stay safe from what's happening around them.
New figures from UNICEF show that 1 in 5 Ukrainian children have lost a relative or friend over the past 3 years.
What children in Ukraine need most now is a real peace, a sustained peace, a chance to get their childhoods back. These are children who have had more than 3 years of war. What they need is a safe and protective environment to be with their families in a loving space, to be able to grow up like any child should anywhere.